Hi, hello, my name is Gomer Joseph. I hope you've all been having a great day so far. Welcome back to another True Crime Tuesdays video. If you are new, I welcome you. Today, I'll be discussing the unsolved case of Eunice Dwumfour. This case is pretty recent, but sadly not well known. What drives me crazy is that there were people who were around who witnessed what happened to her, but Eunice's case seems to have grown so cold so fast. Now, I encourage you all to do your own research with this case and not just look at my video for all of the information. Here we go. Eunice Dwumfour was born on April 4th of 1992 in East Orange, New Jersey to parents Prince Kofi and Mary Dwumfour. Eunice was the eldest of her siblings. The siblings that she did have, their names were Samuel, Bernard, Elijah, and Priscilla. Now, Eunice was someone who was described as a woman who was strong in her faith, and she moved to Parlin, New Jersey after graduating from William Patterson University. She would later on marry someone named Ezzy. The interesting thing about her relationship with Ezzy is that she married him in Nigeria, but it seems like, from what I could gather, it seems like he must have been getting everything situated to come to the States and be with his wife, because Eunice was still living in the States while Ezzy was still living in Nigeria after their marriage. But before Ezzy, she was in a previous relationship which blessed her with a daughter named Nicole. Now, Nicole was close to her mother and considered her mother to be her best friend. Now, Eunice was described as a woman who was kind, respectful, always smiling. She was known to be soft-spoken. She was tough, well-dressed, harmless, selfless. She was known to be a public servant. She would even be an EMT volunteer. During her last year on Earth, she was elected as councilwoman for the Sayreville Borough. The thing about these council meetings, from what I gathered, these meetings would actually tend to get tense sometimes. But despite how tense the meetings could get, Eunice was very concerned about creating a unified political atmosphere, not caring what political party you belong to. Unfortunately, Eunice would also face some financial issues. Now, when I read about those specific financial issues that she had, like when it comes to me and finances, all it does is confuse me. Like, I don't know what is with me and numbers, but me and numbers, we just do not go hand in hand. What really surprised me was that her job as a councilwoman wasn't really paying enough. Like, it really blew my mind that she would actually be earning like $5,000 from her job, like, I believe it was like every year. She did also do work at her church, but according to the documents, she didn't earn a salary from the work that she did at her church. Because money was tight, she was really looking for a new job. Not as a new job as a councilwoman, like she was still very set on rising up in her political career, but of course, no, she needed to go ahead and provide for her daughter. Again, though she is married, like her husband is living in another country, so from everything that I could gather, it wasn't really like he could really do much. On February 1st of this year, Eunice arrived home to her apartment complex where she dropped off a friend of hers who lived with her in the apartment. The next thing Eunice knew, she was met with the unexpected. As she was about to park her car, she was in a white van. Unfortunately, she would be shot while she was in the van. Because she was shot, it would cause her to crash into a couple of other cars. Praise God, nobody was in those cars, but the thing about it, like, because they were parked, but unfortunately, like I said, Eunice was shot, and according to witnesses, she was shot multiple times, unfortunately passing away at the scene. Understandably, like, this has not only freaked the neighbors out, but they were pretty shocked by this because the area that they lived in, it was a quiet, peaceful neighborhood. So hearing and even seeing someone's life being taken away from them was the last thing that they expected to see in the neighborhood that they lived in. These witnesses also saw someone wearing a dark hoodie run from the scene, jumping over the fence leading to the Garden State Parkway. Not only does it upset me that this suspect ran away, but what really breaks my heart is that Eunice's daughter, Nicole, heard her mother's life being taken away. When Nicole heard those gunshots, she initially thought that they were fireworks. Like, it's just truly heartbreaking that as a child, you hear your parent being violently taken away, because those aren't sounds that you'll ever forget. Now, the family is understandably, upset, devastated, and of course, the suspect hasn't been caught, so they are seeking for justice and seeking for answers, because this clearly was a targeted attack. As investigators got involved with Eunice's case, they don't believe that it was politically motivated, but I just don't know what sort of information they gathered to make them pretty certain of that. And not that this piece of information really means anything, but Eunice was a Republican, but like I said earlier on, like, she was really concerned about creating a unified political atmosphere. Like, even at her funeral, like, there were Democratic, politicians in the area who showed up to her funeral. If I'm not mistaken, even the mayor was a Democrat, and she spoke at the funeral. But all the investigators really know is that the person who took her life was waiting for her to arrive at the apartment complex. If you're watching this video and you have any information at all, please be a snitch and call 911. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this is a pretty recent case and it's not really well known. So unfortunately, there's really not much more information I can go ahead and give you guys. Now, last month, was April, and Eunice was supposed to be celebrating her 31st birthday. Sadly, instead of celebrating her birthday, her family and loved ones are now mourning her and seeking justice. Her daughter is now forced to grow up without a mother, and those who loved Eunice miss her desperately. My prayer is that the police would find out who took her life before the end of the year. Like, it's been 3 months since Eunice lost her life, and it would be a shame if her case continues to remain unsolved for the next 3 years. I do pray that God would comfort Eunice's loved ones and that God would provide them with the answers that they've been searching for. The God that I serve, the God of the Bible, is a God of justice. He knows exactly what happened to Eunice that day and will make sure that whoever took her life, whoever is responsible for taking her life, will pay for their actions. I thank you all for taking the time in your day to watch this video. If you did like this video, please feel free to hit the like button. If you have any thoughts on this case at all, please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you'd like to see more videos from me, please feel free to subscribe and click the bell to be notified about the next video. If there is a certain true crime case that you'd like me to cover, go ahead and let me know. I'll see y'all for the next True Crime Tuesdays, and I will talk to y'all later.